Welcome to Nagaland TV, Sop Mandagawas. Aju 25th June de Chumoukedima Village Council de ekta meeting rakhi ase. Aru itu meeting do Forum for Village Council Chumoukedima RD block ra rakhina ase. Aru aji itu meeting de Village Chairmen, Head GBs, GB, Village Youth Organization President, aru Village Women Organization la Chairperson kan itu meeting attend korle ase. Aru itu meeting de tan alag issues la opore tan itu discussion korle ase. Aru itu important issue noilui important topic khando implementation of inner line permit, rules for administration of justice and police in Nagaland 5th Amendment Rules 2025. Aru itu ekla naina village karni welfare village te thaga manu karni ki bal ho nolui kitinga jawole se itla opore discussion nolui meeting khan kurwole se ushe to itla opore tan meeting ha pichere ekta press conference address kurle se itla press conference details sai sawa avi.
Thank you, media friends, for coming to cover our program. In spite of the inclement weather, you have come here. We thank you for coming. Today, 55 villages of Chumoukedima district have come together to revive an association formed in 2015 by the nomenclature Chumoukedima Area Village Councils Association. Earlier it was not a district, but now since Chumoukedima is a district, we have decided to revive this organization and call it Chumoukedima District Village Council Association. We have unanimously selected Mr. Razovoto Chatse, the Village Council Chairman of Chumoukedima Village, who is also the former president of Angami Public Organization and presently advisor to Angami Public Organization. He is the convener of the interim body because, as you all know, the tenure of the village councils will come to an end in March 2026. So it's an interim body now. And Mr. H. Vika Chishi, village council member of Unity Village, has been selected to be the secretary. And I'm thankful that they have selected me to be the spokesperson of the interim body. We have selected 7 prominent citizens to be advisors to this interim body. Today we have resolved several points. To begin with, we have resolved to ask the Department of RD to post a project director here in the district as early as possible so as the works of the villages can be expedited. Again, we have also resolved to request the government, particularly the Department of School Education, to post or to make arrangements for a district education officer to be based here in Chumoukedima. And we have also resolved to do away with the VDB Secretary Association in Chumoukedima district. We feel that VDB secretaries function under the village council. So to keep the supremacy of the village councils, we have decided to do away with the VDB Secretary Association, if there was any in the past. We've also decided to reiterate the policy of one government, one tax, so that villages or villagers, or the village councils for that matter, do not have to pay taxation or whatever they call it to the numerous factions that have mushroomed in our society today. At the same time, we've also resolved to ask the government of India to review the ceasefire ground rules and to strictly implement the provisions of the ceasefire ground rules. Review the ceasefire ground rules in the sense that the government of India must ensure that the ceasefire monitoring officers of the various factions are not converted into safe havens for criminals or persons who have committed illegalities. What we public consider as law and order problem, which we all know is a state problem, a state subject, and the state government is fully capable of tackling law and order problems. But because of the wrong translation of these as Naga political issues, illegalities have been committed by many factions, such as taxation, intimidation, collection of illegal taxation or whatever, then kidnapping for ransom, then all these syndicate systems in the society. This is making our lives miserable. So we appeal to the government of India to review the ceasefire ground rules so that the public can lead normal lives. Another issue that we discussed today was the issue of inner line permit. We appreciate the government of Nagaland for taking up this long-awaited measure, and we're willing to go all out to give cooperation to the government of Nagaland so that inner line permit is strictly followed and illegal immigrants are done away with. We appreciate the government, but we also feel that the present online system or the mode that has been introduced is not guarantor friendly. It's inconvenient. You remember when there was offline mode, the guarantors had to merely provide their Aadhaar card, their photographs, their phone numbers, and it was easily done. But now the guarantors have to generate a unique ID number which take weeks. It takes weeks to generate that number. We're also required to provide our Aadhaar card, okay, but also indigenous inhabitant certificate. We also have to go to the common service centers, stand in queue, and get ourselves registered. We go through a lot of hassles to generate that unique ID card, and we need to take live photographs also. We go through all those hassles. But when these applicants, when they take the numbers of the guarantors to do it, they can do it in a matter of 2-3 minutes. What we feel is that it should be the other way around. We feel that it should not inconvenience the guarantors. And we feel that the offline mode should continue and at the same time streamline the online mode so that it becomes user-friendly or guarantor-friendly. We've also decided to request the government of Nagaland to enhance the period of ILP for agricultural laborers to a period of 1 year, because 90 days for the agriculture laborers is not convenient at all. So we want to suggest that another category, apart from what is mentioned as labor now, say a category of agriculture laborers or whatever the government deems fit, should be introduced. We also have had a lengthy discussion on the rules of administration of justice and police in Nagaland, the Fifth Amendment of 2025, which was passed in, or rather on February 28, 2025. We appreciate the government for ensuring that the customary laws, Naga customary laws, are promoted, propagated, and preserved, as well as practiced. We also appreciate the government for making a three-tier system wherein above the village council, or rather the village customary courts, there is district subordinate customary court, which will be manned by the Dubashis, and above that will be the district customary court, which, according to the Fifth Amendment, will be the final authority. Because earlier, whatever has been adjudicated by the village councils or the Dubashis, or even the deputy commissioner's office, these were liable to be challenged in the high courts. And we all know the Indian court legal system. Delay, pending cases, it drags on for years and decades. So swift administration of justice or swift adjudication of cases was not possible. But now the government has, we feel, wisely decided to set up a district customary court to be the final authority on Naga customary laws. But at the same time, we want to request the government also to consider the concerns raised by the esteemed Nagaland Bar Association. Some points have been raised by the Bar Association, and since Bar Association has to do or is comprised of legal luminaries, we believe they know what they are talking about. So we feel that they are speaking on behalf of or in the interest of the Naga customary laws and the Naga people. So we wish to appeal to the government of Nagaland to consider the concerns raised by the Nagaland Bar Association. At the same time, we wish to appeal to the government of Nagaland to appoint head Dubashis or retired Dubashis or prominent Gaumburas to be either the presiding officer of that district customary court or to be the two members. Because the Gaumburas and the Dubashis, they have been dealing with Naga customary laws all their lives, and they are subject matter experts. So those we would like to highlight to you today. And for other details on this Fifth Amendment that I'm talking about, I'd like to request our legal advisor, Mr. Hukavi Zimomi, who is also the chairman of Chumoukedima Village Council, to elaborate on the procedure of appointment and the function. Please.
With regard to today's discussion on the Fifth Amendment, this is the rules of 1937. This was pre-British enacted law, and it was in existence after 1974 when the governor of Assam gave his assent. However, Chapter 4A was never notified. So the Power Council had on several occasions approached the state government through the law department for notification of the said provisions. We appreciate the government for the notification of the Chapter 4A of the rules of 1937. However, when we look at the provisions, no clear-cut rules have been framed as yet for the appointment, especially for the appointment of the presiding officers or the procedure for the conduct of business by the customary courts. Of course, we have seen that the government has said that the BNSS and the CPC will be followed in spirit. However, as per the provisions of the rules, the government should at an early date come out with certain for the rules of appointment of the presiding officers as well as the conduct of the courts of the customary courts. So, with regard to the rules, we, while appreciating the government, we request the government to come out with the rules at an early date so that it will become functional. Otherwise, like the earlier days, it was there as a act. However, without notification, it could not be implemented. Now it has been notified, but without the rules, again, it will not be able to be implemented. So we will be back to square A.
And another resolution that we have adopted today, and this has to do with Law and Justice Department. We're given to understand that the infrastructure for district sessions judge is already in place here in Chumoukedima. But presently, the police offices, police stations of Sovima, Dipupa, Chumoukedima, Mejiphema, they all have to go down to Dimapur Disease Court. Now, when the infrastructure is already here, we would like to request the Law and Justice Department to depute or to post district sessions judge here in Chumoukedima district to make the administration or administration of justice easier for our police personnel.
Well, on this matter, on that day, whatever I have to say, I have already said very loudly. Might have hurt them also, but the truth is always bitter. However, we have to speak out the truth. They cannot go on playing with the life of the Nagas. So I think we should appeal to the government of Nagaland to put pressure on the NHIDCL people to do the needful on time. That is what we wanted to say. And for today's meeting, whatever we have decided, whatever we have resolved, since both the earlier speakers have covered, they have already said, so I have nothing much to say. However, I must say thank you to you all for coming up and giving us program coverage.
Starting from last year, there has been this direct beneficiary transfer of wages to the accounts of the beneficiaries. Now, I can't speak for other villages, but for my village, we have been sensitizing the beneficiaries that this is not a grant in aid, this is not a loan or anything, this is your wage, you have to come, work and earn. But since you all are not able to come to work, you will be required to give a certain percentage back to the village council so that the village council can either hire laborers or to engage machineries to do the jobs. We have been, especially my village has been doing that. And the job card holders also, they have fully cooperated with us. Because just imagine, wage per day is 244, something like that. Now, geotag photos have to be taken in the morning as well as in the evening. Do you think any Naga will come and earn such a meager amount, work for 7 hours in this heat? It's not possible. It's not practical. So, with understanding with the department as well as the beneficiaries, the council, my council has been deducting so that development activities in the village, in my village, do not come to a halt. And as far as my village is concerned, no one has complained about that. See, you were talking about the last press conference held by the 13 Village Forum. Yeah, see, we are concerned about non-implementation or strict implementation of the ceasefire ground rules, and also converting these designated officers into safe havens. But it's not incumbent on us, or the onus is not on us alone to take up this issue. It's not the responsibility of Chumoukedima district alone to take up this matter. We only wanted to prick the conscience of the Naga public, also the conscience of the underground cadres, and also the goodwill. We want to solicit the goodwill of the government of India so that necessary steps are taken. Otherwise, we do not plan to go loggerheads with any organization, faction, or the government. No. We want to raise awareness about the need to bring changes in the ceasefire ground rules. Okay, thank you all.
Nagaland TV, Sob Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 994 in Global Chapter, and Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter.